Hey guys, what's going on? It's RoyalTacticsFPS here. Now today I'm bringing you the final part of the Extinction walkthrough for Exodus, part 4. Now as you can tell, I am using the Ripper now. I had a little bit of an issue with the recording for the original game that I wanted to show you for this challenge, but I decided I wanted to show you every single challenge. I wanted to show you all 3 ancestors in this final part, so I decided to do another game and record just this challenge from that game. So as you can see, do not take any damage from the ancestor. Now it's pretty simple, do not take any damage, stay away from the ancestor, stay on the other side. As you can see what I'm doing right now, I'm staying back. I've also created a Tesla trap as well. I don't usually do that, but I thought I'd just show you what it looks like. It's useful if the aliens come close. As you can just see there, the alien got killed from it. Now, there's 2 things you can do. You can either stay away from the ancestor while this challenge is happening and, you know, not risk it, or you can do what some people do, which is go close to the ancestor, try and kill it before the challenge is even done. Now, I recommend this only if you know you won't forget the challenge. Some people, they think, okay, I'm just gonna quickly kill the ancestor, hopefully it doesn't hit me, but then all of a sudden you can't get away in time, you can't dodge, it's damage, and then you fail the challenge. So I personally wouldn't recommend this for like beginners, for people that maybe forgets the challenge. Um, but the challenge isn't that long, and then once it's done, you can, as you can see there, I just throw a flare to try and distract the aliens. But as you can see then, once the challenge is done, you'll be able to kill the ancestor, and you can also put on the traps, which is what I'm about to do. I think, I don't know, maybe I changed my mind. Um, but normally on this ancestor I will put a engineer ring around me, and then I'll be able to turn back on the trap, and that's very useful. Obviously it can kill a lot of aliens, protect you while you're trying to kill this ancestor. Now I'll admit this ancestor was just a huge bitch to kill, to be honest. It took me a while, but once you get into the ring of it, you can keep going back and forth, just trying to get away from the aliens while you're trying to kill the ancestor. It takes practice to do this. You kind of have to, it's all about stalling the aliens and trying to survive. As you can see, I keep putting down armor, keep remembering the 3 things that you have. You've got the engineer, you've got the shields, you've got the tank. You have your classes, you have your, you have your vulture. Some people make the mistake of forgetting that they have these, and then they end up going down because they end up, taking too much damage, and you know. But if you remember that you have your vulture, you have your armor, you should be fine. Now, I mean, the best thing to do with the ancestor is just try and get as close to it as possible to like kill it as quick as possible. Um, and you can see, obviously, make sure you spend your money before as well. Make sure you spend a lot of money. Put down some ammo for your team. Put down some armor. Uh, put out your vulture, because you'll get a lot of money. And as you can see, we are back to the original game. Um, and I mean, I was annoyed, to be honest, when the recording went and it screwed up. To be honest, it was my mistake, but obviously I did still want to show you the 3 challenges, so we're back anyway. We're back to the original game, so we're using the Maverick again. Now, the easiest way to kill these rhinos is to use your disruptor gun. It makes it a lot more easier. Make sure you've got your vulture out. This challenge is not so difficult. I killed this ancestor quite quickly. Deal 5,000 damage to an ancestor. Um, so yeah, you don't have a time limit for this, but obviously you've got to bear in mind that it's happened to me before, and it may have happened to you before, which is if you kill the ancestor before the challenge is done, sometimes that is possible. You can kill the ancestor before you've done the 5,000 damage. I think you failed the challenge if I remember correctly. So watch out for that. Just try and kill it, not slowly, but just make sure that you're getting the damage before you just straight away kill it. I'm also using my, as you saw in my part 3, I built the grenades for the ancestors, and they can be really useful just as long as you're using them at the right time. I mean, make sure that when you throw them, obviously, make sure that the ancestor shield is down, so it actually, damages the ancestor. And don't waste them all as well. I think you get, is it 4 or 5 grenades you'll get when you build it. So just maybe like use 1 or 2 for one, and then one ancestor, and then use the others for the other two. Um, but don't waste, all of the grenades on just one ancestor, because that's a little bit of a waste. So as you can see, the bombers are annoying, the scorpions are annoying. I'm just trying to ignore it just to get this ancestor done. As you can see, it's killed. So there we go. So make sure you put that trap on as well right there, because a lot of the aliens spawn, they'll jump up and the trap will get it right there. There's the trap. And make sure you keep that trap on, and obviously make sure you keep killing these rhinos, because the rhinos are just going to build up, and then you're going to end up having to kill like 3 or 4 rhinos that are crowded around the middle. um, but yeah, just make sure you have the trap on, make sure you have your Voltron, make sure you remember that if you do ever need to use your backups, let's just say you're about to go down, you remember you have your engineer, you have, let's just say you're using medic, you have your medic. If you've got the upgrade, you have the medic ring, and that will basically heal you in a way. It will stop you, you'll have your health regenerate more, you'll have more health. So it's a great backup if you're about to go down. Now remember, you can actually think of this area as like a fort, okay? You've got the trap there, you've got 1, 2, 3, you've got 3 other traps, you've got the traps at each corners, and you've also got a trap at the gate as well. Uh, where I killed the last ancestor, there's another trap over there. So you've got 4 traps in total, and you've also got another trap as well outside of this area as well that you can use. That was like such a close call, and nearly went down then. Um, but yeah, just remember, it's like it just depends on how quickly you react to things. Um, Obviously, I was just about to go down there, and I was quickly put some armor down, and that's kind of how you're supposed to survive on this game, really. If you just stand there and don't put armor down, you will go down. So just make sure you keep spending money. Just remember, like I said in previous part, that you do not have a bank in this game. You do not have a vault that you can put your money in. You got to just spend the money and keep your spend rate up. Now for this bit, as you can see, there's not really many aliens spawning. I'm kind of just making sure I'm kind of on my game. I have got a trophy there which does protect me from the scorpions a little bit, and I've got 1 trap on, I think. But you got to bear in mind, don't bother spending your money on the traps if this ancestor is coming up. Now this ancestor, as you saw in the last um, the first clip that I showed you with the Ripper, when this ancestor comes from this side, it will kill the generator. There we go. And it will just stop all of the traps from working around your, let's just call it fort. It will just stop all the traps from working in your fort. So there's no point spending your money. You can see, look at that, I've got the engineer, and none of the aliens can get to me when I'm doing that, so it's very useful. You could do that. But just remember, don't bother spending your money on the traps if the generator's gone and there's no power, because that's completely useless. You're just wasting your money. Now I've got the trap protecting me, so that's why it's very useful to have this as well. Obviously you will get hit from other places. You'll have scorpions climbing over other walls and hitting you in the back or whatever it might be. Just keep putting down that armor. Don't just panic. Don't just stand there like, oh my god, like I'm about to go down. Right, just think, you've got your Vulture, you have your armor. There you go. I've got to put down a trophy as well, which will protect me as well. And then I'm going to be using the grenades, and I kind of wasted that, to be honest with you. I kind of used it as soon as the shield was coming up, so it didn't really do much damage, unfortunately. But yeah, just remember that you have your things that you can use. You have your Vulture, you have your armor. And also what you can do when the ancestor is about to attack you, make sure you can also hide behind things. You can hide behind walls or, you know, behind things so it can't actually hit you. Also another useful thing to do. But just keep letting your disruptor gun charge up, and then you'll be able to do that challenge, and then the ancestor will you'll complete that challenge, and then there you go. Now this bit's quite simple. After the ancestor's done, you can start spawn killing. Now the spawn killing's quite simple. They'll mainly be spawning over there, and you can easily just throw on your vulture to watch your back, and then you can start spawn killing the aliens from over there. Now there is also turrets as well that you can use, and they are on the wall, and I think they cost $500 to use. Bearing in mind though that, you know, if you're doing a solo, I don't recommend this. I mean, it's okay if you're in a 3 or a full party or a public or a custom game, then maybe you can use the turret that's on the wall, and you know that's another good way of getting some quick kills. But yeah, keep putting on the traps, keep putting on your vulture, and yeah, so it's basically just waiting, just building up, keep building it up so that there's enough power, and then, you know, keep putting on the traps like I'm doing there. As you can see, the scorpion gas is just takes so much damage, and you kind of get stuck in a way. It kind of like you can't move. But yeah, keep putting down the armor, ammo, and you know, if it does come to the point where you've either run out of money or you can't afford something, if you can try and use your classes and your classes upgrades, try and use that. That can be very handy. I mean, on a few games I've run out of ammo or armor and I've really needed it, and I've got rhinos after me, and you know, then I've kind of used my classes, or you know, I've done something and it's kind of like saved me from going down. um, but yeah, and then as quickly as possible go over to the Cortex and make sure you spend your money before you do so, and then you'll get your platinum. And there we go. If you don't go over to it straight away, it may count as a gold or a bronze, so it's best just to get quickly, like quickly do it as quick as possible, just so you get that platinum. But yeah, that's the end of the walkthrough, and I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, leave a thumbs up, a comment. Let me know what you want to see next. I will be doing Black Ops 3 videos and Advanced Warfare videos, and Battlefield 4 videos, as I've already said. Um, but yeah, with this walkthrough, it's mainly aimed at beginners. Okay, so if you kind of already knew some of this stuff, then maybe, you know, but I would highly recommend, if you are a beginner, to either do, you know, you can do a public game, but I personally would recommend to either do a custom with a friend or do a solo and put it on easy, just to kind of get used to it before you know, throw yourself into it, and just get used to the challenges and everything. And once you've got used to it, you'll have, you know, as many escapes as me, hopefully. But I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it was useful. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys.